To Emma James. Hi, Emma, for Media Watch. And you've been looking at the May Day protests or events on the streets of France, as seen on social media.
Yes, absolutely. There are two main traditions here in France on the 1st of May. One is those marches by workers wanting to improve workers' rights. The other is to actually go round to your neighbour's house and give them a sprig of lily of the valley. And that is what Nar, the cartoonist, is referring to here with this rather bleak interpretation of the state of France right now, with a lily of the valley looking more than a little the worse for wear. And it is bleak, but when you see images like this from today's marches, which a minority of people did begin to get violent and Molotov cocktails were thrown. This journalist pointing out that this police officer was seriously burned and deliberately targeted. He says here he got up this morning to go to work and tonight he's in a critical state. So really you understand why it is that some people are looking at France right now and thinking that it's not in the best of states. Now, lots of people were out on these marches today, not just the troublemakers. This Twitter user saying thousands and thousands coming together to say no to Marine Le Pen. The hashtag Le Pen Non has been quite popular today, and you can see huge crowds there gathered. But there are very mixed messages out there, and again, what we're hearing a lot of is these people who will not vote for either candidate. This placard says enemy of the workers for Marine Le Pen, and Macron is a friend of the bosses. And that is an interpretation that is very widespread. These people have a sign saying Macron is Louis XVI, while Le Pen is, well, Le Pen, and they're advocating that people spoil their ballots. And it's something that people are very concerned about. The abstention rate on Sunday could really very strongly affect the outcome. Now, anti-capitalist feeling in France being what it is right now, it probably wasn't a good day to leave a Porsche out on the streets of Paris. I'm not sure how well. Yes, I'm not sure how well attached those are, but I think someone's going to have quite a job cleaning that up.
It could have been worse, right? The car is still intact.
Absolutely, it hasn't been.
There have been car
fire.
burnings at these sort of events.
Absolutely, well, indeed. In fact, scooter burnings as well.
Okay.
You can understand perhaps people being a little bit angry about a bourgeois vision of wealth like a Porsche, but why set fire to a scooter? Also, a traffic light came in for a bit of a kicking by the looks of it. And this one particularly sad. Emmaus, the organisation that helps some of the poorest people in France, their shop front was vandalised. Really quite incredible scenes. Others, though, saying that far away from those troublemakers, citizens had slogans, not projectiles, and we have one here saying peace and love. And this one is probably my favourite from today. 1984 is not an instruction manual, meaning, of course, the novel and all its creepy connotations.
Indeed. Right, now with less than a week to go, of course, to the presidential election, which informed perhaps some of the unrest today, there's still lots of mixed messages out there, with some people and parties being very clear about what they want voters to do on May the 7th. Tell us more.
Yes, of course, we have got this issue of there being an expected very large abstention rate on Sunday, with some people saying they simply can't opt for either candidate in good heart. But the Socialist Party has come out with this very clear message today, saying that not a single voice should be unheard for the Republic. They say they're clearly and unanimously calling for people to vote for Emmanuel Macron in order to beat the National Front. They say that the party is a danger to the French, to France and to the Republic itself. Emmanuel Macron too has been warning about the not to forget the past of the National Front, because of course Marine Le Pen has done so much to try to soften its profile. Now he did this today, as La Croix reporting, on the Pont du Carrousel, the bridge over the River Seine, which was the scene of a murder. Back in 1995, a 29-year-old Moroccan thrown over the side. He couldn't swim. His attackers were National Front supporters who were out on one of these May Day rallies. And his death, the 22nd anniversary of it, has been marked by Emmanuel Macron meeting with the son of the gentleman who died. And what 20 Minutes is pointing towards is this image of France in 1995, where there was a real united front against the National Front and against racism. And it is very, very different today, with polls at the moment, the latest poll predicting that Marine Le Pen would get 41% of the vote, and that would have been unthinkable back in 1995. And a lot of people wondering exactly why there has been such a big change.
And I guess Marine Le Pen has been successful in some parts in normalising the party's image, even having a personal family row with her father and putting a distance between herself and her father. So that probably partly explains it.
Are they? Because there is one image online. I'll just finish with this.
Sure.
I am my father.
Right.
A bit of a Star
Indeed.
Wars take.
Indeed.
People pointing out that Marine Le Pen perhaps isn't quite so different as she makes out from Jean-Marie Le Pen.
Thanks very much for that, Emma James. And that brings us to the end of this half hour of news. We'll be back with headlines very shortly.